Hey guys, Kate here. In this week's video, what we're going to talk about are the 4 Ds to creating company culture. And so this has been something really fun for us to go through as an organization over the last several years. And it really was birthed out of a lot of challenges and a lot of failure. We had gone through a season where we grew really rapidly and we hired a lot of people. And a lot of times it didn't work out and we went too fast, and there's a whole gamut of things that we experienced. But what came out of it was a much more intentional and structured approach to building our company culture. And so I'm excited to share a little bit about that in today's video. The first thing that we did is we had to work on defining our culture. Culture is one of those kind of, or can be one of those nebulous kind of things, and also a misunderstood kind of thing. It's like cool buildings and ping pong tables and free cereal and free coffee. And while those things are nice and certainly have an impact on your culture, they are not themselves your company's culture. And so what we did is we had to look ourselves in the mirror and really think about, who do we want to be? Who do we aspire to be? Who are we today and where do we want to go? And we really had to focus on defining who are we going to be as an organization and what do we aspire to be as an organization. And out of that came real definition to what we wanted our company culture to be. As imperfect as it may be, we have a definition of what we aspire to and what we're working towards. And that was a real key step for us. The second thing that we had to do for us, and I think it will benefit you as well, is we had to document it. It's not enough to talk about it. It's not enough to have in your head, what you aspire to be or definitions of what you want your culture to be. You have to write it down. You know that in your personal finances, you can say in your head you have a budget, but if you don't write it down and hold yourself accountable to what you write down, you don't really have a budget. I would argue that's the same thing with culture. You can define it all day long, but if you don't put it on paper and you don't establish it within a set framework and a document, then I think you really put yourself in a place to not really follow your culture or to implement your culture. The third thing that we learned is you have to discuss it all the time. It's not enough to define it. It's not enough just to write it on a fancy little document and then kind of put it in the filing cabinet. It has to be something that you discuss and you talk about on a consistent basis. So what that looks like for our company is we talk about our culture at our leadership meetings. We talk about our culture in our all-team meetings every single month. So when we have all 50 plus team members on a Zoom call every month, there's an element of our culture that we talk about every single month, and we will do that forever. Because we're humans and we forget things and we get disconnected from things that are important to us, even when they're important to us. And so by discussing these things, it places a priority on it, and all of us as a team align around those things and prioritize it in our discussions. And then the last thing is you have to demonstrate it. And this one might sound really obvious to you, like kind of duh, you have to demonstrate your culture. But again, we're humans. And it's easy to craft cool documents and talk about things and then not put it into practice. And again, as imperfect as it may be, it's something that we have really committed to, that we're going to stand by who we say we are and what we aspire to be. And so therefore we have to hold ourselves accountable to demonstrating our culture with each other individually, together as a group, demonstrating our culture to the clients that we're privileged to serve, demonstrating our culture to those that we're trying to recruit to come onto our team. And so the demonstration part of your culture is really where the rubber meets the road, and it's really critical to do and be exactly who you say you are and what you want to become.